Peace, 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 peace. It's the
Peace.
God I Supreme, aka Ron Brown LMT, founder of the NYP Talk Show. Soul Brother number one, reporting for duty. Peace to everybody out there. Assalamu alaikum to everybody out there. Islam to everybody out there. Hotep, etc., etc., etc. Peace to the earth. Just Mecca Earth in the building.
Peace.
Hailing from Buffalo, New York. We came to build about some things. We come to just basically learn about her and her contribution to the culture, the 5% nation. And pretty much it. That's it. I started building with Just Mecca online a little bit, and I'm getting to know her and her hustle. She hustles out there, man. She's got a clothing line. What's the name of the clothing line?
The clothing line is Earth Equality.
Earth Equality is the clothing line in the podcast that you do with the gods.
God's Power 716, the Godcast.
All right, God's Power 716, the Godcast. Shouts out to those gods. Can you shout those gods out?
Peace to sincere. I be perfection Allah. And the God as I am, Sheikh Him Allah.
Peace to those gods. I just want to let those gods know. I definitely got to get y'all up here. You know what I'm saying? So we get a better understanding of your story. Now, I'm excited about this podcast with anybody coming from Buffalo, New York, because I want to know more about Buffalo.
Mhm.
Secondly, this is the earth. So, I got to welcome her with open arms and treat her with the utmost respect. Okay. So first, let's go into it, Earth. Where are you from? Obviously from Buffalo, but I'm gonna let you explain it.
I'm from Buffalo, New York, born and raised here.
Okay. So
Haven't resided anywhere else but here.
okay, that's peace. That's peace. So in Buffalo, What area in Buffalo are you from?
Um, well, for one, Buffalo is very segregated. So there's like you got North Buffalo, South Buffalo, then you have the west side and then the east side. The east side is more prominently black, and then the west side is more of like a variety. Like you'll have, Africans, Vietnamese, that's more of like they consider it more of like a dumping ground for, all of basically foreigners. But then you have Caucasians that live on that side and black people as well. And then you have like the South Buffalo and North Buffalo. Those are more so like the better parts. That's considered more the better parts. I've always more so resided on the west side, kind of downtownish. What you would call like more so where the city, like the trains and everything that's more so anything to do with downtown for the most part, like, where you go for the city hall and all of that, where all the, businesses are. So that's the side that I usually have resided on.
Okay, okay. So break that down a little bit, because I'm from NYC, so I know absolutely nothing about Buffalo. I'm from Harlem, so Harlem is, what Harlem is, right? It's like it's the Black Mecca, right?
So
So
Buffalo is like the size of really one borough.
okay, so like what size would you say is like as big as Brooklyn, Queens?
I mean, I can't really say population wise, because obviously I haven't done the science to that. But the time, born you truth, the times I have been to the city, I can most likely look when I look at the different sides of the borough. Like I've been to Brooklyn because my father lives there, and most of my family lives in New Jersey. Buffalo is very small, so it's not definitely not big like New York City.
Okay, that's peace. So now you said you're from the west side?
Yes, I usually resided more so on the west side of Buffalo.
Okay, so I gotta ask this question. Come on, Buffalo, right?
What?
So where is Griselda from?
Well, see, You got some of them that are on the west side, and then obviously you have like Benny. He's more so from the east side.
Okay, so none of them are from the north or south side.
No, no.
Okay, all right, because of the north and south side, those are suburbs. All right, and you said it was segregated mainly, right? So the north and south side, I don't know if you did the knowledge on, the history on how it became so segregated. I don't know if you did the knowledge on that. But what kind of I would say I would assume Europeans, white people,
Yes, it's
Caucasian.
more segregated as far as more Europeans on one side. You have certain sides where it's mixed, but you do have certain areas that are just predominantly that. And then you have the suburbs that, a lot of people they reside. You'll have like, little drops of, you got black people that live in certain areas, but you know what area is more predominantly for who.
Okay, that's peace. So, like, okay, just to give you a little brief history about myself, I grew up in the projects, colonial projects, right next to. Please, bro. Oh, okay. Anyway, so uh, I grew up in the projects, colonial projects, right next to the Polo Ground. Polo Ground is right across the street from Rucker Park. I don't know if you ever heard of Rucker Park.
Yes, I have.
Okay, so I'm from that area right there, right? So I'm from the project, right? So I'm from the west side of Harlem, way uptown. So what is it like in Buffalo? Y'all got projects out there? Y'all got like,
There's projects. There's a lot of projects on the east side, and there's projects on the west side. They are doing a lot of different development here. So you have even loft apartments now, like the nicer type of apartments that they're putting on the east side and the west side. So it's not really more so. It's not really anything that's more so like, oh, this is by this park. It's just more so like if you live on the east side, there's certain things on the east side where you're like, okay, that's where that's the side where usually, if you was to correlate it with a rapper, that's where Benny's from. He's from the east side. If you was to correlate the west side, you would say that's where a lot of the Puerto Ricans live, or people that's of different ethnicities. And then you got North Buffalo and South Buffalo. That's usually like where a lot of Irish or Italians live.
okay, okay. Solomon O'More, I banned him. That wasn't Cosmo L. That was a fake page. That was a fake page. So yeah,
I can't even see the comments.
yeah, you don't want to see it. That was just a bunch of nonsense. So let's go into the next one. How was it growing up in Buffalo? Like, how was it?
I mean, for me, it was fine. I didn't really. I really went to school. I went to high school. I went to went through all my years of school here. More of my background. I mean, I was raised as a Muslim, so I came
Oh,
from a form of righteousness.
oh wow, I didn't know that. Okay. All right. So your old dad, your old earth, they both were Muslim?
Indeed,
Oh, okay. So you're talking about like Sunni Muslim.
indeed,
Okay. Okay. That's an easy transition right there. Um
yes.
peace God, peace earth. Have the gods and earths open the school yet? I guess he's talking about Buffalo. We're gonna get to that question. We're gonna get to that question. But right now, let's go into it. In NYC, we have a lot of different gangs, right? So Bloods, Crips, Woo, Chos. We got GDs now.
Mm-hmm.
We got BDs now. We got all kinds of different gangs. Did Buffalo get that influx of gangs or that uptick in gangs?
Well, from what I know, I wouldn't really. A lot of the gangs here, I mean, you got your Bloods and your Crips. However, a lot of the gangs are like more so streets. So you might have Bailey Avenue. That's like a main strip, but you'll have people that's from Bailey, and then you'll have people that's from Delavan, and then you'll have those are like main crossing streets. But then you'll have streets off of those main streets. That's oh, I'm from. You might have somebody that's from like you have East Ferry, that's the main street, but then you'll have somebody that's from Montana.
Mm.
That's a street that's off. So a lot of the gangs are more so, or that if they consider a gang, is more so streets. And these are streets that's like almost you could walk over to the other street.
Oh
So a
wow.
lot of the gangs is really more so like neighborhoods.
Okay. So, but the violence is not that crazy up there, is it?
It hasn't been in a while.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. You know who else is up from up there? I know I'm going on a tangent with the question, but ain't Pharaoh from there up there, young Pharaoh?
I heard of that name, but I can't recall
Yeah, young
exactly.
Pharaoh. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I gotta send you some videos on that brother.
I definitely heard it. I think I definitely know who you talking about. I don't think I ever seen the actual the videos and stuff though of his
Okay,
builds.
got you. That's peace. So now, okay, when did you get? Okay, when did the 5% Nation get out there in Buffalo? What's the history in that? Do you know about that history?
To my knowledge, it was more so just a lot of guys that was here that had knowledge of self. Um, a lot of them really got knowledge of self in the belly, and then they came out.
Okay,
So
okay.
it's not really like at least not to my knowledge, where even when I built with, other guys about it, it's like more so like a lot of guys had got knowledge of self in the belly and then they came out and then that's when they started, teaching others. So
Oh,
as far as when they came here, I wouldn't know that.
okay.
Um, in regards to that. But as far as like when the cipher came, I could speak to that portion of it.
Okay, so you said like a cipher, meaning like when they started building in a cipher, or when it just formed a cipher, a group of brothers and sisters to start building and form
Yeah, it's like
camaraderie.
when the going back to, I guess somebody had a question about the school.
Yeah.
That would be more so around the time that you know, anything more so regarding a cipher was created.
Would you happen to know the date?
Yes, it was the school opened May 4th last year, 2025.
Wow. Okay, that's peace. Hold on. All right. So there's a school in Buffalo. All right. That's peace. Now, and that happened May, you said May 24th?
May 4th,
May 4th,
2025.
2025. All right. And then how did that come about?
Um well, the guy El Son, he came to the determined idea to open up a school. So the school was open May 4th. And then from there, uh I was basically the firstborn earth of that school. And I played an instrumental part in, creating a cipher there as far as like, the inner workings of it. Um, so yeah, that's how that came about.
All right. So let's unpack that. I'm gonna assume, even though, you make when you assume you make an ass of yourself.
Hmm.
That's pretty much wisdom knowledge. However, I'm gonna do a wisdom knowledge. I'm gonna assume you're looking at the comments right now.
No, I can't see the comments.
Oh, okay. All right. Good. Let's keep no need. All right. So and the reason why I'm saying that, not to slight the chat, I'm just saying like to keep people focused on the questions and things like that. So now can you let's break that down. Let's unpack that. So the God, what's his name again?
El son you Allah.
El Sun You Allah. El Sun You Allah. I know a few you Allahs. One of them, Kadir you Allah from the light, beacon. Peace to that God, older God. Peace
Hmm.
to him. He's the one that really, really, really helped me in my journey in the 5% Nation around '05. He really helped me out. 06. Piece of that.
Okay.
So U L L U L son, that's the name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, where did he get knowledge? What his history? I know you can't speak for him, but just like a brief history of about him.
Well, he got knowledge of self in the belly.
Okay, so he got knowledge of self in the belly. He came home, right? Then he had a
Mhm.
determined idea to open up a school. You helped him with that determined idea.
Indeed. Well, yes, as far as building the cipher, yes.
As far as building a cipher. Now, when you talk about building a cipher, what does building a cipher mean to you?
To me, it means, he said he wanted to bring a school here.
Mhm.
And once the school was open, I just basically help with, being the earth there, being there for the babies, providing the things that was needed there. Rather, that was me, you know, making sure
Food.
people had the God degree,
Yep.
or just being the presence there. I was at the time when I was there, I was helping build a in the process of doing like a nonprofit, because I wanted to at the time really expand the school to be able to offer more things to the community. So
Okay.
yeah, that's basically, it's kind of backwards, because I mean, I came into knowledge itself by way of a guy, which was him. So that's how that all even started anyway, as far as how I played a part with the school.
Oh wow. So how did that take place? Because you come from a Islamic background. So how
Hmm.
did God basically pull you into the culture? Was it like, yo, the black man is God, right? And then boom, 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 like what? And then you start asking more questions. And then he start, you know what I mean? So how did that take place? How did you go from basically being a Muslim to the culture?
Well, I mean, I was raised as a Muslim. Once I got older, I wasn't practicing, as I was when I was younger. So I just more so I would consider it more so being on more of like a spiritual journey, and wanting to find where my home is, where what would feel like home to me.
Okay.
So I ended up, I always knew about the 5% nation. I just never was in really too much contact with anybody that was in the nation. I mean, I more so had family members that was in the FOI and things of that nature.
Oh, all right. So you got Sunnis and you got FOI in the tree.
Yes.
Oh, wow. So that's all in your whole tree.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. And then but you got knowledge from Born You Truth. You got knowledge from L's son. That's his name, right?
Right. So came into knowledge of self by way of him. And that's how basically my journey started, as far as me, playing, doing my duties at the school. Um, and then, that just began to get to a point to where I can see the comments now. Um, it wasn't conducive for my growth and development. So I ended up just separating myself. And that's where, I did meet other guys and earths on my travels. So they definitely assisted in, keeping me grounded and being in my lessons. My educator, Virtuous Abby Earth, she's in Lazarus, Kentucky. And I'm getting my lessons from her by way of her God, I Am Powerful Allah. I got a righteous sister here, beautiful, pure reflection, and Crescent Equality Earth. That's one of the earths I was interviewing on a podcast. And then the God As I Am, and you know, definitely have been able to meet others on my travels. So, I had to choose me at the end of the day. So that's what kept me rooted in the culture.
Ah, I like that. I like how you put that. So these people that you met on your travels, are they all from Buffalo?
Yes, for the most part, except for Virtuous.
Right, indeed. So as far as you being the first Earth, you said you're the first Earth out there.
No, I said I was the firstborn earth
First.
of
Okay.
the school.
Firstborn Earth of the school. All right. So the other gods in the earth that you met out there, I mean, I know you can't speak for them, but you kind of got an idea. I'm interested in as to how did they get the information? How did they get the knowledge?
Well, I could speak for more. So when I say the firstborn there for the school, I specify that because one of my righteous sisters, well, two of them, they already had knowledge, and so they were here, but they weren't, they wasn't dealing in social equality, so they didn't really pop. Well, beautiful, she didn't pop her head out really until the school was open, and then Crescent Equality, she already had knowledge of self, but she doesn't reside in Buffalo right now, so
All right. And so that cipher's growing.
yes, I would say it's definitely growing.
Okay, that's peace. That's peace. So as far as okay, let's go into this one right here. The God was saying through text, like her history is something serious, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you already broke down, like I could kind of get an idea, like your parents are from Muslim, you got FOI in your history. So let's unpack your history a little bit, like your upbringing and how you come to this point to help the God with the cipher, and you're being monumental because that's what the God. I think I don't think the God used the word monumental. He used something to that effect, and through the
Yeah,
text,
I think you said instrumental.
instrumental. Okay, so let's unpack your story from young to now, so we can get more of a bit more insight into what's the science with you
What, going back to just when I came into knowledge itself?
now, Cipher, like your upbringing, like how you
Oh,
came.
well, like I said, I was raised as a Muslim. As I got older, I wasn't practicing because I didn't really, I didn't feel like what how I was living was even, going. It wasn't in alignment with that. So I was just basically on what I would consider, again, as I mentioned earlier, a spiritual journey. So I wasn't really, I wasn't attached to any school of thought per se. And then,
All right, whoa, let's unpack some stuff on that. So now you weren't practicing the way you were before. So
mhm.
before you, that means you were playing praying 5 times a day, that whole bit, right?
Yes, I wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't doing
Reading the
that anymore.
Quran, going to the mosque.
Hmm.
Okay, okay. And then you kind of strayed away from it, if you will, right? If we use that word,
Indeed.
you strayed away, and then you went where else?
And then after that, I ended up being interested in African spirituality.
Hold on. All right. So African spirituality. So you went from being a Muslim into African spirituality, right?
Hmm.
Okay. What did you learn in that cipher?
In that cipher, I learned more so just going back to the origin. Um, More so that it's more it's related to, knowing that you're God, knowing that basically you're the controller of your universe is what I really could say I got from that.
All
So
right.
that's why when I came into knowledge itself, it wasn't too much of a transition. Even going back to my upbringing as a Muslim, even though we would consider that to, be looking at a mystery God. However, myself in general, I never looked at anything as a mystery because I always knew when it came to getting things done, it was always me that had to get it done.
For sure. So when we're talking about African spirituality, we're talking about deities and such, right?
Yes.
So you got into that because that's really a part. How far did you get into that culture? Did you become like a Santeria or anything like that?
No,
Oh yeah.
Santeria is more so different sectors. So you got Santeria, you got Isheshe, then you got Lukamine. So those are more based on going back to like the Atlantic trade on how when everybody, had to be separated, that's how those different sciences was developed. However, I had more so had at the time had initiated in the Isheshe
Okay, initiated in Isheshe,
practice.
and so what does that mean exactly? Because I'm not too caught up on that
I
there.
mean, it's more so just initiating into those rites of passage.
Oh, so you're not necessarily like a high, you know,
No,
like a
no,
priestess,
no,
something like that.
no.
Oh,
It was just more so at the time initiating into those rites of passage at that time.
all right. Now, how do you see that though? Because when you're dealing with the different deities and things like that, what does it really? I mean, because there's no mystery, right? We don't deal with
Indeed.
we don't deal with spookism. So how did you see like as being Earth now? Do you say that stuff is complete BS, or do you see the validity in some of the sciences in that?
I see the validity in the sciences in it more so with it being based on your connection to the universe outside of like deities and getting into that. That's like a whole nother as far as what's a part of it, as far as when you're what's the word I want to use? Going through certain rituals. That's like a whole with the science, the African cosmetology behind it is more so learning how you're connected to the universe.
Right. Now let me ask you this. When you dealt with that, did you deal with a lot of memorization?
Yeah, I dealt with a lot of
There's a
memorization,
lot of memorization in that.
which is why it came
To
easy for
transition.
me as far as the transitioning because I was memorizing things that were in Yoruba language.
Exactly. Come on, man. Come on. That's a smooth transition right there. So now when we're dealing with the deities, I'm gonna just go into that a little bit. When you're dealing with the deities, do the deities represent certain planets, parts of the brain? What do the deities represent?
Different elements of the universe.
Different elements of the universe. Now, when you talk about elements, you're not talking about planets, or are you talking about star constellation? Are you
No, I'm talking about like elements as far as like iron, water,
boom, yo,
air.
exactly, exactly. Okay, all right. So a deity can represent iron,
Indeed.
and then you can activate that energy by chanting or whatever is done. Am I right?
Yes, in that practice.
Okay. Makes sense. That makes sense. All right. So after you dealt with that science, what did you do next?
That's when I ended up coming into knowledge of self.
Okay. And what made you put that down? If you did.
Knowledge of me coming into knowledge of self, I had it was home at that point. I wasn't searching.
Right. And this brings this question from the God. I don't know if this is your name, but your name here says Be Born 22.
What
Um,
did becoming the earth give you that being raised Muslim never fully answer for you? Me knowing who I am, me being raised as a Muslim was more so, anybody that's really raised on science or religion, that's really you just taking on something that somebody else put in front of you instead of you knowing that's really what you want to do. That's for you.
indeed. So now you get into this science, right? You get into the culture,
Hmm.
right? The God built with you on the culture. You accepted it. Boom, is who you are now, right?
Hmm.
And you got an educator, a earth, y'all building. So how did you come into the knowledge? Did you do it like everybody else? Like, we had to fast for 3 days, come up with a name. After that, you get your supreme mathematics. Some people get the history first, then they get the supreme mathematics. Yeah, I think
Um,
I got some of the history, then I got the supreme mathematics. So how did you get it?
well, I did my fast. Then I was given a father's history, a lost history. After that, I ended up getting the supreme mathematics and the alphabet. At that time, when I was given it, that's all I was really working on at the time. I ended up getting like the 1 through 10. But I had got that at the time when the school opened, because at the time I don't recall who it was, but they had the 1 through 10 lessons there. When I picked it up, I didn't even know what I had. I just knew it said student enrollment. So after I was going through my mathematics and alphabet, I had just basically started going through the 1 through 10. Um,
I'm glad you said 1 through 10 and not 1 through 10s. You know that
they be
people do
saying
that.
that.
You know, people do that.
Oh no,
Like,
I didn't know that.
back in the days, I was bad with that. Yeah, the 1 through 10s, God. Yeah, God, 1 through 10.
Oh yeah, nah.
Yeah, I used to say that back
Um,
in the day.
but I ended up going through that, and then like I said, that's really what I was given at that time. And then when I decided to a little bit, probably like a couple months before I decided to separate myself, the God as I am had gave me the 1 through 36, because he was the supreme educator at that school at the time. Um, but once I separated, I was trying to figure out what I was really gonna do, like as far as just knowing if this was something that I really was choosing for myself. So I went through that whole process, and then once I got my head together, I was like, nah, this what you didn't come this far to just be like, oh nah, I'm checking out. So I ended up memorizing, going through the whole 1 through 36, and then that's when I made the decision to have Virtuous be my educator, so I could continue to get my lessons. So she started to give me the 1 through 14, and that's where I'm at with it now.
That's peace. So how did you get in contact with that earth?
I got in contact with her and from the very beginning. When the school
Oh,
opened, on social media, you see things, other ciphers seeing that it's a school here. So she had reached out to me. And then that's when we had started building. So I basically been building with her like before I even had the 1 through 10 on on cat.
got you, got you. So now how did you get the first off, this is my question right here. When you got the supreme mathematics, did you get the supreme mathematics with definitions or without definitions?
I got it without, because I was told to create my own.
Indeed. All right. You got so that means you got the alphabets without definitions.
Indeed.
All right. Now, how did you get the definitions? How did you go about, gathering the definitions for the supreme mathematics and the supreme alphabets?
Um, well, I ended up getting the definitions of them once I was at the time like trying to figure out what I was going to do as far as an educator. So, as I am, he ended up giving me a set, and that's where
Except
the
with them.
actual definite. Mm-hmm.
All right. So what reason why I asked, because when I was coming up, we just got the supreme mathematics. We got the supreme
Mm-hmm.
alphabets. We had to basically figure the definition out on our own, like dictionary, things
Mm-hmm.
like that. So did you have to go through that?
Yeah, I went through that as far as what I was given, and then later on, I was given a set that already had the definitions on there.
Right. I didn't get a set with definitions until years, like 10 years later, after I got knowledge. All right.
I do see how it's imperative though to do the knowledge yourself though, because your see is different.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Or you just be like a robot parrot, like quoting someone else's understanding.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And my definitions, This guy kind of went. He went deep. He went deep. He went deep. That's all I gotta say.
Mm-hmm.
But so now you got a set without and you got a set with. And
Mm-hmm.
so how were you given the lessons? Was like, okay, I got a quote and then get another because I know God's got one lesson at a time.
No, I got all of it at one time.
Okay.
So I didn't get it degree by degree.
Right. But you heard that before.
Yes.
Okay. That's peace. That's peace. So now just to make knowledge born on how long you've been with the nation, would you want to share that?
Yes, I've been with the nation for a knowledge year now.
For knowledge. She's been with the nation for 1 year. And it just seemed to me, just like her whole demeanor and everything like that, it seemed like she'd been in the culture for years. You know what I'm saying? The way she carry herself and the way she. Now what hold on a second. Oh, my brother's on there. What's up? Why is the Dome
Peace.
TV? Go check out Why is the Dome TV. That brother's he got a lot of heat on that channel. A lot of heat on that channel. Hold on. Let's go back to the chat. Peace Queen. Are the brothers and sisters holding rallies at the school? And if so, when? That's a great question, God.
I'm not sure.
All right. All right. All right. So who taught you how to wrap your head? Because I noticed you got everything. You got everything down packed right now.
Well, I already was wrapping my head before I came into the nation.
Right. But the earth's wrapped there. I know there's different wraps, but
Mm.
what I've seen over the years, there's like a specific wrap where it's like tall up top. So how did you learn that?
From my old earth.
Ah, right. Because she's so entrenched in the Islamic culture in general, right?
Indeed.
Indeed. All right. So now let's go into so you got the knowledge of yourself. Boom. What made you instrumental in building that cipher there? And what I don't want to call it Buffalo no more. It's Region
Or
6,
now?
born now. Born now. And I'm assuming it's born now because it's Buffalo in New York.
Yes, but I mean, I've heard other names. I'm not sure where they said like they considered it Bethlehem, Born Love. So I've heard a lot of different things, but I
Oh,
would say it was born now just because of the Buffalo, New York.
got you. All right. So the God said you were instrumental in building that cipher there.
Hmm.
What did he mean by that? Like, how were you so instrumental? You did say, you were making sure your presence is there and you were making sure things were the God degree and such. Did you pull anybody from the 85 world, if you want to call it that, the devil's world, into the science, into the teaching?
No, I was at the time. I did like a couple presentations, just to more so, give myself that practice on being able to speak in front of people. So when I got my degrees, I would be more comfortable doing that. I was also starting up at the time Earth classes, so that was more so. It was called Earth Equality Cipher. That's what I had named it. So I did like one class, and I had it was an 85 that came. She was a coworker of mine, and she liked coming. She came like a couple times after that. Um, Other than that, that's when I kind of just started to, like I said, make the decision to separate myself. But prior to that, like I said, I was adding on as far as, at the time starting the classes up, trying to, doing the pamphlets, what I wanted to build on, things of that nature. Um, yeah, that's pretty much what I would say in regards to that.
As peace. Now, before we go into this next question, uh, this guy right here, be born. Be born. This is some good questions you got. You should have been on a podcast with us, man. What was it about this way of life that settled you in so deeply, so quickly, that even after only a year, you move like somebody who's been rooted so much? That's what I'm saying, God. For real. For real. I'm like amazed, really. Like, what the
I
like
mean, I don't really got a specific answer for that besides it's in me and not on me.
indeed. Right. I think it's just your whole upbringing though,
Mhm.
being in an Islamic family. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? With your mom, your dad, your family in the FOI. So it's kind of natural. It's natural. It's natural. Indeed. All right. So let's go to this next one. So this next one is this is about the podcast. Okay. I want you to say the podcast name again, and let's break down that whole history.
Oh, so the podcast is God's Power 716, the Godcast. We established that in about January, after the New Year, January 2026. We came up with that determined idea because we wanted to obviously add on to the culture, and
Mhm.
we also wanted to highlight other guys and earths in the nation, you know, as far as what their journey's been like, what their travel has been like, and also if they're doing other things as far as having businesses or giving back to the community. So giving basically other guys and earths a voice, not saying that they don't have a voice, but it's so many. The nation is big and small at the same time. So you might have people that don't really deal in social equality, or they don't really build with other guys and earths that, for whatever their reason is. So it's more so just putting that light on those,
On
so
those,
we could know what others are bringing to the culture,
right.
even if
So
it's not anybody that we know of. They might not make knowledge born on social media, or not even be on social media that much.
indeed, indeed. So what was so it seems like y'all got a nice chemistry,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, because y'all build with each other. It's only 5%. You know what I'm saying? It's a small
Mm-hmm.
percentage in Buffalo. You know what I mean? A small group of brothers and sisters out there. So you gotta have that energy. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have that flow. Um,
Indeed.
so what was it like? Like, okay, putting a podcast together. Like, was it like, did you get like butterflies in the first one, or you were like, yo, I got this, man. This is
Oh,
easy.
nah, the first one I definitely was. It was definitely a challenge for me. I was in all the time. It was definitely getting some. It took some getting used to as far as building in front of others that I'm not. That's not my internal cipher.
Indeed. And I'm gonna tell you, doing a podcast specifically for the 5% nation, you got a lot of nuts. Like, because everybody's examining everything said. Trust me.
mm, down to Oh, I heard somebody say blessing. Like, come on.
Yeah, yeah. Yo, but it
I
yo,
mean, you already we built on that. I told y'all to had to turn the comment section off.
you had to turn the comments section on.
Yeah, I said, me and you built on that when I said I done had to turn the comment
Oh,
section.
you talk. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yo, it's like that. Like, yo, you gotta be on point, super sharp when bringing up the 5% nation or representing the 5% nation
Hmm.
and all that. You know what I'm saying? Hold on a second. Hold on. Oh, the God is in the
Peace, God.
building. Yo, God, you gotta do one with the God. The next one has gotta be
I
me and
know I
you.
told him already that you said you wanted to build with him on the next one.
Yeah, yeah. The God said, "Peace, family." She definitely had butterflies, but she is growing more and more into this daily.
That's peace, God.
Yo, that's how it is, man. This podcasting, it takes time.
Mm-hmm.
It takes time. Even though sometimes, like right now, my stomach is full of food. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm like, you know, oh God, so it's a lot. Sometimes I'm tired. Like I'm
Yes.
dead tired. I'm dead tired, and people coming with questions like for me now, like, oh,
Uh-huh.
you know what I'm saying? Um, will do. Set it in motion. Indeed, indeed, God. We'll build on that. We'll build on that. So, okay, so you had butterflies and things like that. The first episode, who came up with the idea for the first episode? How instrumental are you in this podcast?
Well, initially we were supposed to do the first episode was going to be of me and Sincere building about ourselves, which happened to be the wisdom episode. But we was going to do that first, but then we ended up just doing virtuous first, just to basically build on the earth and things of that nature. Um, that had that definitely set the tone for everybody, that we built with after that. We basically worked together as far as what gods and earths, even though we haven't had any too many earths thus far. However, we basically come together and build on who we're interested in, interviewing and then getting more so of the questions and everything together. Um, I basically come up with making the cue cards, making sure that we have that together. At probably like a couple months ago, even had my sis Beautiful had the Earth Beautiful. She had helped me put these water bottles together, so we had put our labels on them, so you could have them on the table since you can't not promoting Poland Spring and things of that nature, but.
Indeed,
So
indeed.
I definitely play instrumental part. I control the channel. I upload the video. I upload the content. I promote it. I put out everything, even the behind the scenes. And then once the episode is ready, it's sent over to me, and I basically upload it. I check out the views and just basically do everything more
That's
behind the scenes more so.
that's peace. Now, two questions. I saw a Earth on there. I think her name was Kenya. Is that her name?
Crescent
No,
Equality.
wait, hold on. What was her name?
You
East.
probably referring to her Facebook
Something East.
name.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I saw her on there, and I saw Saladin on there.
Uh huh.
So what was that? I didn't formally meet Saladin before.
Mhm.
I saw him at a parliament one day
Mhm.
when the parliaments were in Harriet Tubman. So that was a long time ago, right?
Mhm.
So, um, what is that God like? Like, like I saw him, I said peace, and I kept it moving. I didn't really build with him like that. So, what's that God like?
I mean, I only met him on probably two occasions. He a peace brother though. I met him the first time I met him was when I was still at the school. Um, and then the second time was when we interviewed him on the podcast. So he remembered me. He seen me. He was like peace, peace queen. But outside of that, I never. I only met him on two occasions. But he's definitely a peace brother. But definitely very
Educated.
educational. He's
Right,
very knowledgeable.
right. Indeed, indeed. So the Earth, right, that you had on there before, she's from Buffalo, correct?
Yes, the one that was the latest episode with
Yeah.
Crescent. Yes, she's from Buffalo.
And that's the Earth.
Yes.
All right. And now, how did she come into knowledge? Like, did she come through you, or she was just
No, she been had knowledge itself before me. That was one that I was speaking on when I said that there was Earths that were here prior to me. They just didn't. They weren't the first Earths of the school though.
that's peace. I look forward to watching Buffalo, that cipher grow. I do plan to go out there.
Mhm.
I got to make a trip to Syracuse first.
Mhm.
And then after Syracuse is over, I got to go back to Atlanta. When I come back from Atlanta, I got to then Buffalo is the next trip.
Yeah, you should definitely come and see. Come travel this way.
Indeed,
I
indeed.
know right now we just born out altogether, is recognized to be a part of Region 6. So,
That's peace. That's peace. Now, before we cut out, I want you to break down your clothing line for everybody.
Okay.
Listen, the earth is killing them out here. She's got the podcast with the gods. She's got the trucker hats. She's got the jackets. Like she's killing it right now. Explain that whole thing.
So I launched that on my born day um a couple months ago. I came with that determined idea because definitely had the original woman in mind and basically wanted to make something that was universal, even if you're not in a nation, because women still represent what the earth is. They're just not living it out.
Indeed. So what's the name of the clothing line again?
Earth equality.
Earth equality. Earth equality. So she has the trucker hat. Do you have any of the merch next to you where you could show it?
No, I don't, but you definitely
Ah.
can. I don't. But however, Born You Truth, I'm sure if you follow me on Facebook, you'll see the clothing on my page. Or if you look up Earth Equality on Facebook, you'll be able to tap into it and order. Right now, I have trucker hats and graphic T-shirts. They're more so just with the logo. I do plan on creating a limited line for the guys. I'm just trying to figure out uh, uh what I want to do with that, what I want to bring into manifestation for that, because I want it to be something different.
Indeed. And it's in stores out there in Buffalo, correct?
Yes, it's in the store here. It's in the store here, and then basically on I have all the merch on hand. So if anybody wants to order it, I also ship as well.
That's peace. And the logo is a sister with a fro.
Yes,
Dope. Dope idea right there.
I
Earth
appreciate that.
Earth
G.
equality. She's doing it like she's industrious, man. Now, where do you get that stuff done? It's like a place, and I see you getting stitched on and all of that.
Oh,
Oh,
so it's a God.
they're ready to purchase now. Like,
I'm
damn,
a I'm a I can't see the comments, G.
it's
But
in polo shirts.
yeah, I definitely could make some. I do customize as well, so I definitely could get that done for you. No, it's a the God in his name Equality of Law. He's in Rochester. His store is at 134 Genesee Street, Rochester, New York. He does everything: embroidery, hot press, everything you could think of. His name on Facebook is Lewis Morrison.
Okay. See, Rochester, I gotta hit up. See, I'm a New Yorker. It's not just New
Mhm.
York City. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not about New York City. The whole New York State. I'm a New Yorker straight up.
Well, I'll be fooling with New York when I come there. It's just too expensive as far as like I really be wanting to live there because when I come there, they be like, "Man, you act like you from here."
Yeah, indeed, indeed. I mean, New
But
York is New York. New York is New York. We all got the same kind of lingo. Only difference is y'all got a little bit of twang to y'all.
a twang,
Like
what
like
is it like a southern twang or something?
yeah, like okay, like I ain't trying to make fun of y'all, but but it's like start, like what I mean? Like
What?
it's like how y'all say with R's and shit.
Oh, you mean like the R's are heavily
Yeah,
pronounced?
like R, like you know what I mean?
Car.
Yeah, yeah. Where does that come from?
I have no idea.
That is so
I'm so
interesting.
used to hearing it, but when
Yeah,
I build with others, they'll be like, "Oh, y'all accent is a little different."
yeah, indeed. Is it the same accent as like those in Rochester? Do they have that same R?
I don't know. I can't tell the difference unless I talk to somebody that's like from. You got to be like probably from Ohio and out for me to know the difference.
Got you. Yeah, I gotta do the analysis of that. That's so interesting. It's interesting to me. I looked at details and all that. I'm very analytical and all that. I think deeply. Anyway,
As
so
you should.
indeed, indeed. So now you got the Earth Equality, you got the podcast. Any other endeavors you're getting into soon?
Soon I want to start a nonprofit. I'm gonna be working on that soon. That's gonna be under the same name, Earth Equality.
That's a good
Um,
idea.
that's more so the concept of it is more so taking care of the planet Earth and then taking care of the people of the planet Earth. So I more so want to get into that whole like green space and cleaning up spaces that need cleaning up so you could prepare it for gardening and things of that nature. And then as far as taking care of the people of the planet Earth, providing sock drives, coat drives, mental health resources, and fresh fruit and water resources. So that's something that I working on next. So, but I'm gonna definitely make it happen though.
Indeed. I did something to that effect. I had a not for profit in '06, and then I had a not for profit again in 2020. And I have some experience with that. So, we could build on that. But yeah,
No, definitely.
indeed. So nothing else is that's it. That so the non for profit, all that, boom, non for profit, Earth Equality, and the podcast. First of all, when is the peace to my universal family? Peace, true Allah. Peace, true Allah.
Peace.
Community service program. Yes, sir. That's exactly what she's striving to do. So, um, when does the podcast come on?
Well, the first episode we was doing weekly episodes. We might do something different for season two. It might be two episodes a month,
Mhm.
just to give it more life. However, we were recording weekly though.
Okay.
So, but this week the episode for the first episode that we just recorded the other day, which was yesterday, will be airing this week.
All right. All right. So right now, before we cut out, give them all your information you need them to have, from the Godcast to the Earth, the Earth Equality, everything.
Well, you could find me on Facebook at Mecca Mecca's MECCA
Oh, I
space
forgot to ask you, how
ME.
did you come up with Just Mecca Earth? Before we close, I gotta do that.
That's gonna be
I,
so.
but hold on,
How
hold on,
you
hold
gonna?
on. But hold on. Give them all your social medias and all that, and then we can get into the name, and then we out.
So my Facebook is Mecca Mecca. That's MECCA MEKKAH. My Instagram is Just Mecca 6. You can find the Godcast on YouTube is God's Power 716, the Godcast. And you could find the Earth Equality clothing line either through my Facebook, or you could just look up Earth Equality and you'll see the logo. So you'll know that that's the page. And then you said, what in regards to?
So, how did you come up with Just Mecca Earth?
Well, I had my righteous name wasn't always just Mecca Earth. So it was actually something else before that. However, I didn't feel that it fit me anymore.
Okay.
So I was thinking of what I wanted to bring into manifestation for myself when it came to that. And just through my travels and everything I've been through, as far as you know, coming into the nation, going through my trials and tribulations, and this, coming to that complete cipher of choosing myself. That's when I came with Just Mecca. My honorable name is Mecca.
Oh,
So
that's just, that's easy.
my honorable name is Mecca. So I didn't want to change it. And then the just came from, I'm just me at the end of the day. Like I'm not trying to be anybody else. However, when I looked up just, it represents, or by definition is more precise, exact, true and righteous.
Hmm.
Mecca being the root of civilization, and then the earth.
Indeed, indeed. On that note, thank you for coming out this evening, Earth. I really
Peace.
appreciate you. We're gonna
Thank you
have
for
you,
having me on.
indeed. We're gonna have you up here again. We got to get the
Indeed.
pod up here, and we out of here. Peace.